This is the kids call. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Hunter, and I'm 9 years old.
So he's Hunter. He's 9 years old, and I was there the day he was born. This is my best friend's son, and has called me uncle since he was little, and he was excited and nervous, and then excited, and so we're excited to have him on the call. And this is the kids call. So with the agenda for today, we're going to talk a little bit about like what ADHD is for any kids that are listening, what that is, and then we're going to ask Hunter some questions. Hunter has been diagnosed with ADHD and autism, and your life got a lot better after you got your diagnosis, right? It got a lot easier. So we're going to go through that. And then we're going to go through like the 5 really cool things about a neurodivergent brain or ADHD. We're going to bring some Ninja Turtles in to talk about it as well. And then Hunter has a couple questions for kids out there who are listening if they want to answer. So the first thing is, what is ADHD, right? So for all the kids listening and your inner child, one example we want to give is with the Ninja Turtles. So with ADHD or neurodivergence, what it is like your brain's just wired differently, right? And so we have 2 Ninja Turtles. You want to hold one?
Sure.
Okay, so you got that one. So we have 2 Ninja Turtles, right? And they're different colors. And we have the red one, which is named Raphael. Do you remember that? Raphael. Yep. And then we have the purple one, which is Donatello. And they have different colors and they have different skills. And so when we have this knife here, this dagger for Raphael, and we have a baton with Donatello. And really what this is, a lot of times in school, we have a lot of kids in school as well, is that when you have the majority of kids who have a knife, typically you're going to build school around having a knife, right? But then you have a small percentage of kids that might have this type of weapon and like a baton. And so school is built for the knife, not necessarily the baton. And so until you know that you have a knife or that you have a baton, you get a diagnosis, people expect you to be able to poke things instead of have this type of weapon and this different skill set. And so once you finally have a diagnosis like Hunter did, then you have adaptations and you have school that is built for you. And so we're just wired a little bit different. There's a lot of really cool things about it. We can have more energy, right? Which, so we told Hunter that it was okay to stim when he was on the call. Which stimming is what's stimming for you? Do you mind sharing what you do when you stim? So when Hunter, that's when you get really excited, right? So when he gets really excited, that's how he stims. And that, what does stimming help you do? What does stimming do for you?
It's like
Can you talk to me a little bit?
it makes time go by faster a little bit, and it just makes me feel like better.
So it helps you kind of regulate your emotions, makes time go faster. So because with our brain, sometimes we can get bored a little bit easier, or we can get overwhelmed. And so stimming then can help us not be bored, or it can help us kind of calm down. And so for you, with stimming, and your mom talked to me about this, how sometimes you want to sit in the back of the bus and stim, right? And sometimes you feel comfortable about doing it in front of some people, and sometimes you don't, right?
Well, yeah, if somebody looks at me when I'm stimming, if somebody looks at me when I'm stimming, I'm like, I'm not gonna do it anymore because I know someone's looking at me, even though I'm not looking at them.
Yeah. So you do it sometimes, and sometimes not in front of other kids, and so it really helps you. And so, how old are you?
9.
9. I remember to talk in here, right? So you can
9.
9 years old. Okay. And so, what was it like for you before you got your diagnosis, when they didn't know that you had ADHD or autism?
A lot of so like when I didn't know it, I was like, I keep getting in trouble, and I didn't know what it does. They didn't know what it was, and like it was just kind of confusing.
Mm-hmm. So you got in trouble, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got kicked out of school, right? And so Hunter said it was okay to share this, just for anybody. And if there's anything you don't want to share, right, you know that you can stop or tell me to stop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got kicked out of school, and then you went to a special school, and then and I remember when you were really little, because I was there when you were born. You were like 3 years old, 4 years old, and you told me that you thought your brain was bad. You remember that? because you're getting in trouble a lot. And now you know it's actually really awesome. You have an awesome brain, right? Yeah, yeah. So then you finally got diagnosed. You finally had a name for it. So what was different about when you didn't have a diagnosis versus after? What changed?
I thought maybe I can do like whatever I want, and like I didn't feel like it would matter if I did.
Like people would understand that it was because of autism, or that because what were some of the things that all of a sudden you could do that you couldn't do before? Okay, that's and I can. So I remember stimming, right? And then you have a lot of energy, which is what we're going to talk about in the 5 things that are really cool about our brains. And so you like to move a lot, so they allowed you to move more, and they to bounce and to because that helps you regulate. Yep, yep. And so, what would you say to the kids out there that are listening who maybe are getting bullied at school because you've experienced that?
Uh, um, uh,
Okay. You want me to talk a little bit more and give you a break? No? You okay? You want to take a break? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's okay. If you think of it, will you let me know, and I'm going to talk a little bit more? Okay. Okay. So, so there were a couple of things I know that we talked about with Hunter was he would tell the teacher sometimes, which was really good. So if you're getting bullied, tell your parents, tell your teacher, because sometimes people don't know, right? Because we might be wired a little bit differently, and so bullying is never okay if people are mean to you, and so you want to tell a teacher about that. That's really helpful. Talk to your parents about what you need, and um, what I want to talk about is the 5 good things about having an ADHD brain. So there are 5 things that are really cool about our brains. So number one, you want to share what it is, or do you want me to do it?
hyper focus.
Hyper focus. Okay, so with ADHD, sometimes we can get bored, and sometimes we can lock onto stuff and hyper focus. And I know that you have something that you like to hyper focus on. You have a what we call special interest that you love more than anything else. What is that? What do you love more than anything? Is it basketball? Baseball? You like ballerina dancing?
Fishing.
Fishing. Oh my gosh. Okay. Why do you love fishing so much?
Because the first time I went there, it was kind of like I felt like it would be like a dream, and like I would think I would be just keep going and going and going, and it got better and better.
A bit closer. Yeah. That was perfect. So you it was like a dream. You went fishing and you just got better and better, and you didn't want to stop because you go fishing how many times a week?
Sometimes maybe one 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 to 5.
1 to 5 times a week. So I've talked to your mom. Your mom and I have been best friends since we were like 2nd grade. So many a times have I talked to his mom while she's letting him fish for hours by the house. It could be middle of winter. We've went ice fishing. We tried to went ice fishing. We went fishing yesterday. So that fishing is something you never get tired of ever, right? And it's what you want to do all the time, and you're really good at it. Probably better than any other kid your age, I would guess. You know how to tie the line. You know what bait to use. You know where to go. And so we can hyper focus on things, and because we can hyper focus on things or have special interests, we can get really good at it. And that's when, after we get through these 5, Hunter has some questions for the kids out there if they want to answer too. And one of those is, what are your special interests? So for anybody in the call, so start thinking about that, because that's a question he has for you. Okay. So then the second thing that's really cool about having ADHD or neurodivergence as a kid is, what's the second thing?
Creative.
Creative. Yeah, we can be really creative. So there's actually scientists that study this and show that we have so many thoughts and we can be so creative. And that's why there are inventors who invented the light bulb, who invented the telephone. Albert Einstein had ADHD. There are famous basketball players like Michael Jordan. Did you know Michael Jordan had ADHD? Justin Timberlake. There's famous singers, a lot of musicians. So we can be really creative with ADHD because of the way our brains are wired. And this is the one you chose to be the ADHD Ninja Turtle, right? Yep. Okay. So then what's number 3 on our top 5?
Resilient.
Resilient. Okay. So resilient. Do you remember what resilient means?
That if you mess something up, you can go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right.
Yep. If you mess something up, you go back to it. If you have a hard time, if there are obstacles in life, you can bounce back. And so some people might quit or just stop or some kids like that. And for us, a lot of us can be really resilient, meaning we keep bouncing back even when something hard happens. We just keep coming back. Like, remember how many times you were in school and teachers didn't get it, or you had bullies, and look at you now. You're gonna be on YouTube. So
I already have a YouTube channel, a short channel.
He's already got a YouTube channel. Yeah. So you're very resilient and you bounce back even with the things that you've experienced. Okay, this one's a good one. What's number 4?
I have lots of energy.
Yeah, you want to show your energy off? Show them your energy. The hotel bed. Look at that energy. Got a somersault. That's so cool. How amazing to have that much energy. That's awesome. Great. That's great. He's showing off now. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Don't break your back. I don't want to bring you back your mouth. That was awesome. Yep. That's so great. Okay. So you got lots of energy, and that's so cool. And there's adults that are watching too that this is really helping them. Did you know that? And they relate to this too. Because did you know I was a kid one time?
Yeah.
Did you know I was a baby one time?
Yeah.
What?
Everybody knew.
You think I was a cute baby? Oh my gosh, you're so nice. I literally held you when you were 1 day old, right when you were born. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're a fun baby. Okay, so now number 5. Right? Now we got number 5. Do you remember what that is? That's a bigger word.
Conservation?
So close. Conversationalists. So ADHD are very talkative, and we can strike up a conversation with almost anybody. And it shows that we have higher social intelligence and humor. So, whoa, buddy. So we've got good humor, which that was pretty funny. And so are you good at striking up conversations? Yeah. Because when you go fishing, you make new friends all the time. You have adults that you make friends with that will help you fish and stuff. So you can talk to just about anybody. Right? Who do you like having conversations with the most? Kids or adults?
No, adults.
You like having, and that's not uncommon, right? Especially with autism. Can move this forward. So with autism, sometimes you actually can relate a little bit more or have easier conversations with adults. Maybe that's why we're best friends. Yeah. Oh, cool. Somebody else loves fishing too. So those are the 5 things that are really cool. I mean, there's a lot more about being an ADHD kid. So hyper focused, special interest, be creative, resilient, lots of energy, great conversationalists, very talkative. So there's a lot of cool things. So do you like to answer any more questions, or would you like to be finished? You want to be finished? Okay. Yeah, you already did so good. So yeah, you can look. Everybody's clapping for you. So now we're gonna go run some errands together and hang out a little bit. And thank you, Hunter, and thank everybody for being on there. So this is great, right? So this is for any kids watching. Yeah, go for it. So he's been sitting still, so he's got all this energy that needs to come out. So if there's any kids watching, if he didn't do this, he'd probably have anxiety. And so this is why, like at school, if you take breaks, the other thing I was going to say for kids, if you're having trouble paying attention and you can squish your toes in your chair, You can flex your legs. You can bring a fidget toy. Anything that you can do to kind of stimulate and kind of get the energy out can be helpful. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for all the nice stuff. And like I said, there's my dog. There's Bailey.
Yay!
Yeah. So, and we'll see you next week. So thanks for being on, guys. And thank you to Hunter.